When it comes to the Call of Duty franchise, I'm an odd fan who prefers their campaign and co-op options more than their multiplayer. Having said that, I have clicked strongly with some of their multiplayer offerings. I really enjoyed the original Black Ops multiplayer along with the recent reboot of Modern Warfare. Since Black Ops Cold War's Alpha was being released for free on the PS4, I figured I would give it a try. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised with it. I wasn't blown away or impressed like last year's Alpha. I thought it was fun and it had some interesting ideas that I wanted to spend more time with. First off, I generally enjoyed the 12v12 mode that was available. The alpha provided two maps, a winter map and one that took place at sea. I really enjoyed the vehicles that you could drive on these maps. On the winter one, you got to take control of an awesome tank, and this thing was so much fun to use. It had some nice power, and I noticed that some explosives could easily take this thing out, or random gunfire could actually hurt the tank. I found the boat level to be the most interesting of all the maps. This map provided several different means to traverse the area. You could use zip lines, swim, or grab a boat. The zip lines were really fun to use and I liked the burst in speed. Swimming gave you a lot of variability along with being able to shoot while you're underwater. The boats were enjoyable because you could do a lot of damage with their machine guns. Overall, the vehicles were empowering and enjoyable to use. I didn't really enjoy the larger style maps from Modern Warfare 2019. Oddly enough, in Cold War, I found these maps to be really enjoyable because it was a nice balance between the Twitch gameplay of COD and the larger scale stuff that you would find in the Battlefield franchise. After playing several matches, I couldn't really decide if 12 on 12 was too small or just the right size. There were a few moments where I was running around and I was trying to find someone to shoot, but most of the time I was right in the action. There were a decent amount of snipers on the maps, and while I still hate snipers in COD, I didn't find them overly annoying. I tried some of the smaller traditional map sizes and modes as well. I noticed a few other details that were cool. The game seems to have decent directional sound because I was able to find other enemies just from the sound of their gunfire, along with their footsteps. It also seems to take more time to go fully prone and throw a grenade than the prior games. Also, I feel like the gun sounds are an overall downgrade from Modern Warfare 2019. In Modern Warfare, the guns felt and sounded like you were really firing a weapon. In Cold War, they sounded fine, but they lacked that punch that you wanted from last year's entry. Like in any Call of Duty, you will encounter campers, and one thing that I noticed with this one is that the map seemed to encourage you to stay on the move. Maybe this is because it's still early on, but I felt like the map and game flow encouraged me to keep moving, and anytime I did stop, I ended up dying. One thing that is odd is how the friendly indicator icon is not so obvious to the player. This resulted in me shooting allies accidentally or doing double takes because I thought an ally was an enemy. I enjoyed the gun customization along with being able to play around with the different loadouts. Shotguns are secondaries and I feel like the range on them is inconsistent. The change to the score streaks is interesting. While I was playing different matches, I noticed the games were never bombarded with killstreak after killstreak. I wonder if the score streak system helps to have this. I honestly like not seeing killstreak after killstreak continually bombarding the matches. Also, some of the killstreaks can be killed way too easily, like the attack helicopter. The grenades are now on a cooldown, which is also interesting, and I'm a bit undecided on this change. Overall, the alpha was pretty fun, so this might turn into a COD multiplayer that I get into. I am very interested in the campaign side of things for the full game. Raven Software is going to be running the show for the campaign, and I love many of their games before they were put on the support role for the Call of Duty series. It is such a shame that Raven has been relegated to this role, but with them being in charge of this campaign, and if it turns out great, it could potentially mean that they could tackle future campaigns in other entries. I have mixed feelings with this campaign essentially being a prequel to Black Ops 2 and a sequel to Black Ops 1. I love that we are going back to the Cold War setting. The cloak and dagger feel and the mystery within the first Black Ops was awesome. I love seeing familiar faces like Woods and Mason again, but I'm really disappointed that neither of their original voice actors are returning for this game. And it seems that the developers or publisher did not reach out to these guys to ask them to come back. The lack in consistent voice actors can really hurt an experience. I could potentially understand having a different voice cast for the same characters if the story was about their younger selves, but this really isn't a situation like that. And with the player creating a character for single player, I'm worried that these beloved characters are going to be sidelined in their own story. I like the idea of making my own character, but it could result in taking the spotlight away from characters that I'm actually invested in. Also, with this being sort of a prequel-sequel type game, I hope that the writers stay true to these characters. I consider World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2 to be a really strong trilogy of campaigns. With many sequels coming out that disregard prior development on other characters, those sequels turn into disrespectful entries into the franchise. So I'm worried that a similar situation would happen for this game. But there are other areas about the campaign that I'm very excited for as well. It was great to hear that Raven plans on taking inspiration from Black Ops 2 for the campaign by having branching paths of sorts with multiple endings. Black Ops 2 has easily one of the best Call of Duty campaigns. It was truly impressive how much variability the campaign provided along with the stellar missions and situations. Black Ops 2 felt like it integrated RPG-like choices into their first-person shooter. Sadly, this has been a feature that has never been used again in a Call of Duty entry until now. Along with this, many of the missions within this new Call of Duty campaign are supposed to have an openness that is usually not seen within Call of Duty for their missions. So these missions would provide different ways to tackle the objective along with allowing for more replay value from the campaign. Since I primarily buy the Call of Duty games for the campaigns, this is an area that has me really interested. While I really enjoyed the reboot to Modern Warfare as it delivered a solid traditional Call of Duty campaign, I am glad that Raven Software is leaning more into trying the interesting experimental stuff that was first tried in Black Ops 2. And lastly, I might be in the minority, but I really enjoyed the zombies mode when it was used in World at War and Black Ops 1. But I have grown tired of essentially the same formula used over and over again. With games like Killing Floor 2 coming in and perfecting what COD Zombies started, I would love for Treyarch to truly upgrade and innovate in this area. I love zombies, I just hope that they can do something interesting with it. So overall, I enjoyed the multiplayer alpha in Cold War, more than I thought I would. There are areas that I think are weaker than the prior COD entry, like the weaker gun sounds, but with interesting levels like the boat level, I'm interested to see what other unique levels they can come up with for multiplayer. If Raven Software can nail the campaign and the new voice actors for Woods and Mason are well done, along with their characters being respected, then I will probably have a blast with this entry. I am looking forward to this new Call of Duty, and thank you very much for watching.